damit, bahay, tirahan, those are our basic needs. Without these basic needs, hindi tayo mabubuhay. Tama ba? What are wants naman? Ayun, yung mga luxuries na, no? Hindi naman basic, pero kailangan pa rin natin, like cellphone load, cellphone, tama ba? Dati, wants lang ang cellphone, pero ngayon, pasok na siya sa basic needs natin. Kasi hindi ka na mabubuhay ngayon pag wala ka cellphone.
Tanga-tangan naman.
Ano pa? Sasakyan. Dahil ka ng sasakyan, once lang yan. Pero, naramdaman natin ng pandemic na kasama na pala siya sa basic needs natin, transportation. Correct? So ngayon, balik tayo dun sa tanong, kailan natin masasabi na may freedom tayo financially? Kapag nabibili natin yung mga basic needs natin. At nabibili natin yung ilan sa mga wants natin. Doon natin masasabi na may freedom na tayo financially. Ngayon, sabi ni Robert Kiyosaki, okay, kung sino man siya, sigurado kilalang tao yan when it comes to marketing and when it comes to financial literacy. Sabi niya, financial freedom is available only to those who learn about it and work for it. So ito yung mga financially literate na tao. Kung mapapansin nyo, hindi siya natatapos dun sa who learn lang, dun sa alam lang. No, maraming financial literate pero hindi yun na-apply. Gets? Maraming tao na marunong mag-budget pero hindi alam i-apply yung budget. Correct? So yun po yung ibig sabihin ng nilagay niyo ng quotation from Robert Kiyosaki. Ang ganda ng quotation, no? Sana alam niyo lang siyang i-explain. Sayang. Next time, no? Maganda yung napili niyo yung quotation. Okay, kaya nga gusto ko siyang i-emphasize. Okay? Next.
So, ayun po ang handle finances. Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng handle finances? Ito ay tumutukoy sa pamamahala ng pera, investments at financial na resources ng isang tao o organisasyon. Ito ay pinabibilangan ng una, pagbabudget. Paglikha at pagsunod sa isang budget upang subaybayan ang kita at gastusin. Pangalawa, pag-iipon, paglaan ng pera para sa mga short-term at long-term na layunin.
Paano ba ang tamang paraan ng pag-iipon? O halimbawa, nagtatrabaho kayo. Every 15 days, every 30 days, meron kayong sweldo. Tama ba? Ngayon, paano ba yung tamang formula sa pag-iipon? Sweldo minus
5H.
Kailan, ano yung iipunin mo? Expenses? Sweldo minus expenses equals, yun yung ipon mo. Tama ba? Normally, ganyan tayo mga Pilipino. Sweldo minus mga expense, mga pinagkakagastusan. Tapos kung ang yung matira doon yung iniipon, tama ba? Ngayon, tama ba yun? Effective ba yung paraan na yun? Eh, bakit mas malaki yung expense mo kaysa sa sweldo mo? Asan yung ipon doon? So, nangyari negative ka pa. So, napapautang ka tuloy. Tama ba? So, ano pwede nyo gawin para maging effective yung inyong pag-iipon? Dapat, sweldo minus ipon muna. Magtabi ka agad. Kung anong patira doon, yun dapat yung pagkakasya nyo. Yun ang tamang paraan ng pag-iipon. Clear? Hindi yung unahin mo muna yung gastos bago mo itatabi yung pag-ipon. Itabi mo muna yung ipon. So, kung sa pinag-sweldo ka ng 10,000, itabi mo na agad yung 500 o yung 1,000. O kung 200 lang ang kaya mo itabi, sige, 200 lang. Basta itabi mo na agad yung 200 na yun. Gets? Kasi kung ang gagawin mo is, sweldo mo, minus gastos, kasi yung gastos ang limited din eh. Hindi mo ubus yan. If meron kang hawak na pera, gagastos ka.
Yes, sir.
Tama ba? So, itabi mo na agad yung ipon para hindi mo na magalaw. Clear?
Yes,
sir. So, that is the proper way of pag-iipon per saving. Okay?
Pangatlo, pag-invest. Paglago ng yaman sa pamamagitan ng mga investments tulad ng stocks, bonds, o real estate.
Ang tanong, lahat ba kayo dito marunong mag-invest sa stocks?
Hindi pa po.
Marunong mag-invest sa bonds?
Hindi pa po.
Sa real estate? nanay niya, okay? Tapos na nagkasakit, doon lang din kinuha yung ipon. Eh kung in-invest niya sa insurance, nung nagkasakit siya, at least may nadukot siya, hindi nagalaw yung savings niya. Gets po? Marami pa nga dito version hindi alam about sa insurance eh. Kaya tuloy, ang mga mahihirap, lalong nagiging mahirap. Ang mayayaman, lalong nagiging mayaman. Kasi, like for example, may mga boss ako dati sa SM, no? Ang savings nila, in-invest nila sa real estate. Kumuha sila ng condominium. Magkano ang down payment sa condominium? Magkano lang yan? Sabi mo na, 20% ng total value. Nung nag-down payment na sila, tinurn over na sa kanila yung condo. Pinakupa nila yung condominium. Ngayon, yung kita nila dun sa paupa nila, yun na yung pinababayad nila monthly. So, ang nangyari, ginigisa sa sarili.
Iniikot lang.
Correct. Hindi nyo na kailangan bawasan yung sweldo niya para pambayad sa condominium niya. Nagigisa na yun, no? Yun po ang tinatawag na investment in real estate. Okay? Sa stocks, mas maganda po matuto kayo mag-invest sa stocks kaysa tumaya sa scatter. Maniwala kayo.
Ano yung stock? Ito yung mga games na pinaglalaro ko.
Ayun, mga games sa atin yung mga yan. Anyway, ayun, sige, moving forward.
At pangapat, pamamahala ng utang. Pagbabayad ng mga utang at pamamahala ng kredito ng responsibilidad. Panglima, pagpaplano ng pinansyal. Pagtatakda ng mga layunin sa pinansyal at paglikha ng mga estratehiya upang makamit ang mga ito. Pamamahala ng utang. Pagpaplano ng pinansyal.
Financial planning in English.
Financial independence comes from following the fundamentals of individual accounting, such as making a spending plan. But at the same time, there's an enthusiastic component in perspective and decision. Production around cash. One normal monetary test overspending can be wiped out with collaboration of pragmatic procedures and passionate agreement.
Financial freedom and financial independence are just actually the same. Mas technical lang yung definition of financial independence. What is meant by overspending? Ayan, lahat tayo guilty dyan. No? Ano yung sabihin ng overspending?
Overspending can be characterized as spending too far in the length, potentially because of an abrupt occasion, similar to an employment cutback or a sluggish development of monetary practices as per a new Federal Reserve report. More than 1/4 of loans of
Grown-ups.
grown-ups reviewed in 2020 had at least one bill that they couldn't work over. The report plans that month over $400 monetary difficulty away from being not able to pay them.
So, based on study yan sa US, no? Dito sa Pilipinas, hindi lang 1/4 ang grown-ups na hindi nakakabayad ng mga bills nila o ng mga utang nila. Dito sa Pilipinas, baka 100% or mga 75%, no? Ang hindi nakakabayad ng utang. So, overspending simply means sumusobra ka ng gastos. So, overspend ka. Ito lang yung income mo, ito yung ginagastos mo. Okay, sige, next.
Reason we overspend. While each individual's ways of managing money are exceptional to their conditions. Shari, Rico, Riches, Winnie Factor, head and most missionary official at Rappaport, Riches Capital Management in Illinois, says a couple of normal issues will generally be liable for overspending.
How to stop overspending? According to the Social Discovery of 2021, these financial strategies are successful for helping people to control overspending or implement saving. spending. Number one, utilize retirement reserve funds projection plan. Number two, do shopping with plans. Number three, don't use credit cards. Number four, always use cash for purchasing. Number five, give cash. Number six, set saving goals. Number seven, give cash to bills. Number eight, track deposits strictly. Number nine, use a new savings account that don't have training withdrawals. Number 10, keep cash specifically in large
Gawin
bills.
ka na.
Preventing financial problems. Tips on managing your money wisely.
Money management is one of the most important skills that everyone should know. Unfortunately,
54.
a lot of people don't take the time to learn how to manage their finances properly. This can lead to money problems down the road. If you're not careful with your money, you can end up in the debt or struggling to make ends meet.
54 sub.
Let's take a look at the importance of managing your finances wisely as well as some of the most common financial problems faced by Filipinos and practical tips on how to solve them.
Why is managing money important? Money management is the process of budgeting, saving, investing, and spending your money in a way that helps you meet your financial goals. It can teach you the right money habits, helping you stay out of debt, save for emergencies, and reach your long-term financial goals. Learning how to deal with your finances is important because it can help you make the most of your money and get you where you want to be financially. It can also help you prevent financial problems in the future. Managing your money wisely can be a challenge, but it is worth it. Two common money problems faced by Filipinos. High levels of debt. Debt is a significant financial challenge for many Filipinos. With easy access to credit cards, salary loans, and installment plans, it's common to accumulate debt quickly.
Many Filipinos struggle learning ways to manage debt, leading to high interest payments and financial stress. Additionally, unexpected expenses, low wages, and lack of financial literacy often contribute to the problem, make it difficult to break free from the cycle of debt. This financial burden can impact quality of life, limit opportunities for savings, and hinder long-term financial stability.
Difficulties saving money. One of the most common financial problems faced by Filipinos is difficulty in saving money. This is not surprising, as living expenses in the Philippines continue to rise while wages remains stagnant. To make matters worse, many Filipinos have habit of spending money as soon as they receive it, without setting aside a portion for saving.
Ay, kala ko
Lack
ikaw.
of retirement planning. That is number three. A lack of retirement planning is also a financial problem for most Filipinos. This is because they are focused on short-term goals rather than learning how to overcome money problems and achieve long-term goals, like retirement planning. As a result, they may find themselves without enough money to support themselves in retirement. How to solve your money problems. Learning how to overcome your money problems is essential if you want to enjoy a more secure future. This involves improving your spending habits and following disciplines. Learning how to deal with your finances is important because it can help you make the most of your money and get you where you want to be financially. It can also help you prevent financial problems in the future. Managing your money wisely can be a challenge, but it's worth it to ensure your financial security.
Ay,
Create a
budget.
budget. After determining your monthly income and expenses, create a detailed budget. This helps you manage your finances more effectively and control your spending habits.
Manage your debt. Paying off your debts, such as personal loan or car loans.
Focus mo.
This is essential. Aim to make higher payments and to reduce your balances faster. Additionally, avoid taking on any new debt until you successfully manage your existing obligation. This approach will help you regain control of your finances and reduce financial stress.
Set aside a fixed amount of money regularly. Saving money can be challenging, especially with a regular income. However, try to set aside a fixed amount from each month's earnings, even if it's just 500 pesos. Over time, this consistent effort will accumulate to a substantial savings fund, providing financial security and peace of mind in the long run. You should also invest your money wisely so that it can grow over time. Don't forget to factor in inflation when planning for retirement, as the cost will likely to increase over time. Also remember to start planning early. Use digital banking services to your advantage and be mindful of your spending habits.
Discover how to deal with your finances effectively. Avoiding money problems requires careful planning, disciplined spending, and proactive debt management.
Pasikat ka sa
By
video.
being aware of the common money problems, Filipinos face how to solve them, you can take control of your finances and achieve long-term financial stability. Prioritize smart financial habits for a secure future.
Financial Planning 101. Ang financial planning ang tawag sa proseso ng pagbuo ng mga financial goals at pagpaplano kung paano ito mga kamit. Una, mag-set ng financial goals. Tanungin mo ang sarili mo, ano nga ba ang goals ko sa buhay? Balikan natin ang mga life goals tulad ng comfortable retirement, magkaroon ng bahay at lupa, sariling kotse, magagandang budget at damit, o kung ano man ito. Marami sa ating na goal ang ma-afford ang isang ideal lifestyle. May enough savings, investments, and cash para magkaroon ng masaya at komportableng buhay. Pangalawa, alamin ang iyong time horizon. Para rito, kailangan natin malista at malaman ang pagkakaiba ng short-term at long-term goals. Ayan. Ang short-term goals ay mga goals na gusto mong ma-achieve in 1 year tulad ng bagong cellphone,
Ay,
gadgets,
tangkin na.
o family outings. Ayan.
Goals
Ang
pala yun.
long-term goals
Wala
naman
ko sa
ay goals na
buo.
lalagpas ng isang taon tulad ng retirement, tuition para sa edukasyon ng mga anak o sariling bahay at lupa para sa pamilya. Kapag nalista mo na ang mga iyon, mga goals, gumawa ka ng timeline kung kailangan mo nais makabit ito. Halimbawa, gusto ko makabili ng bagong cellphone sa birthday ko this year. At gusto ko magkaroon ng sariling bahay in 20 years.
Number 3, maging financially aware. Napaka-importante din malaman ang konsepto ng financial awareness. Kailangan binabantayan mo lagi ang iyong financial situation.
Kailangan masagot mo ang mga tanong. Magkano ang kinikita ko kada buwan? Magkano ang gastos ko kada buwan? May savings na ba ako sa buwan ito? Sakto na ba ang emergency funds ko? May investment na ba ako? Kailangan ma-define mo ang earnings, savings, spendings, at investments mo para aware ka sa financial situation mo. Bukod sa kasalukuyan, kailangan mo din ma-define kung ano ang mga goals mo sa future at kung may pera ka na bang nakalaan o handa para sa future na pinapangarap mo. Kapag na-define mo na ang goals mo sa buhay, iyon ang magiging motivation mo para magsumikap sa iyong financial journey. At pang-apat, build good financial habits. Mahalaga na magkaroon ng tamang mindset at disiplina para sa iyong wealth journey. Pero ano nga ba ang good financial habits? Here are some tips.
for your income, expenses, at spending habits, mas ready ka na mag-manage ng resources at kung paano mo sila gagamitin. Kapag may budget plan ka, makakapag-set aside ka ng tamang amounts for expenses, debts, and to build savings and investment to reach your
goals.
Number 2, mag-deposit regularly sa savings account. Hindi lang isang beses ang pag-save. Dapat palagi itong ginagawa para lumamok yung pera. Pwede mo itong gawin kada buwan o kada sweldo na tinipin ang pera mo sa isang savings account para tumubang pera mo sa interest at compounding interest. Ang importante ay mag-deposit ka regularly para masanay ka na laging nasa-save at maging habit mo na to.
Pangatlo, mag-set up ng emergency fund. Walang kasiguraduhan ng future. Kapag bigla kang nagkaroon ng medical emergencies na wala ng trabaho, kailangan ng home repairs o iba pang di inaasahang pangyayari, maapektuhan ng iyong finances at savings. Dito pumapasok ang importance ng pagkakaroon ng emergency fund. Walang standard rule sa pagbuo ng emergency fund, pero payo ng mga eksperto ay mag-ipon ng at least 3 to 6 months worth ng inyong monthly expenses. Maglaan ng kulay na savings account para sa emergency fund dahil maliit lang dapat itong ginagawa. Maging consistent sa pag-deposit sa iyong savings para on track ka sa pagbuo ng emergency fund.
Number 4, mag-save at mag-invest para sa life goals. Maliban sa emergency fund, long-term goals na kailangan magsasahan. Higit pa sa savings, dapat mag-invest para sa long-term goals. Dapat aralin na tinitipin ng savings at investment products na susugma at tutulong sa iyo na ma-achieve ang iyong short-term at long-term life goals.
Kung hindi ka sigurado kung ano ang dapat unahin mo, pwede makatulong ang gabay na ito. With the right knowledge, time, and vision, kaya mo ito. Kailangan mo lang iset ang iyong goals at magkaroon ng disiplina at commitment para ma-achieve ang 9 goals at safe and secure future na pinapangarap mo. To achieve these goals, alamin kung paano mo mapapalago ang iyong financial capacity capability by choosing the right investments. Handling family finances with God's guidance. Money plays a big role in every family and it's not always easy to manage. But God gives us wisdom to handle it well. When we trust Him and make smart choices in savings, giving and spending wisely, we feel more secure and at peace. There will be those times, but God is always there to guide us. When we seek His help, He gives us the wisdom to plan and live. Be generous and make the financial decisions. With God's guidance, money becomes a total for blessings for our knowledge can take others.
It's not how much money you make, but how much money you give. How hard it works for you and how many generations you give it for you. Not just one.
Ano yun? Mag-emphasize nga yun? Nag-ilagay ko yung yung na-explain. Basa ko yung basa dyan. Back mo. Ano yan? It's not how much money you make, but how much money you give. How hard it works for you and how many generations you give it for. Ano ibig sabihin nun?
Ako na. Walang friend.
Sige, go. Ito lagi ng absent.
Go. Ibig sabihin, sir, doon sa it's not how much money you make, kumbaga, huwag ka mag-focus doon sa kung gaano maraming pera yung makukuha. Ano na yun? Makukuha mo or magagawa mo. But how much money you keep o kung gaano maraming may iipon mo para sa mga susunod din, para sa susunod na henerasyon mo.
Very well said. Alright. Any more? Meron pa ba? Your own interpretation of this quotation. Anong maintindihan mo dyan? Axel. Alex, ano ba?
Alex daw.
Alex,
Ano, sir?
anong taking mo dyan sa atin?
wag kang makokontento sa sir, sa mga nakukuha mong tanggap mong ngayon, blessing. Tuloy-tuloy mo lang para mas umunlad ka pa, ganun.
Okay, sige. Sino pa? Si Sean. So, kung galing yung boses si Sean.
Medyo na ko na. Unti-unti Hindi pare,
Ang ganda ng Janice, hindi ka
cut ko muna.